The Thomas L. Schlosser Award recognizes individual long-term significant service to the American Short Line and Regional Railroad Association and to the short line industry. Named for Thomas L. Schlosser, former president and CEO of the Fort Worth and Western Railroad, the award is presented each year at the association's membership meeting.
He was a man of loyalty, kindness, leadership. He was a mentor. He loved his family. He was dedicated, honest. He was a committed volunteer. And of course, he loved railroading. The only thing that set Tom apart was that he was afforded and accepted the opportunity to do it publicly, to do it in the spotlight, where it could be recognized for what it was, service to the association above and beyond as vice chair and then chairman. He led with foresight and integrity. Tom was relentlessly dedicated to the railroad business and its future possibilities. Days before he passed away, he was in the hospital, still trying to make the Fort Worth and Western Railroad bigger and better, like all things are in Texas.
All right. So it is my pleasure to introduce this year's award winner, Jim Bowers. Jim has spent, I got a little speech and then we can do the applause for Jim. I probably should have said my pleasure to introduce at the end, not at the beginning. Jim has spent decades serving the short line railroad industry through his work as a CPA in the accounting firm he founded, Bowers & Company, now called Bowers CPAs Advisors, and in service to the Short Line Association, including long time chairing the Finance and Administration Committee and many years of presenting at and supporting Short Line Association events. Jim has encouraged many employees of the firm, many of them who I see right here, to participate in the Short Line Association with several chairing committees over the years, such as the F&A committee after him and the Young Professionals Committee, and playing a key role in guiding the work of the association. Jim has followed the path of many a small railroader, in fact, persistently applying his talent, building a one-man or a small shop into a much larger, sustainable enterprise that creates value for many. Jim began his accounting career back at Deloitte, where he eventually was named manager in charge. While at Deloitte, Jim also spent several years as an adjunct professor, I actually didn't know that until I read this, of accounting at St. John Fisher University, his alma mater. Jim decided to forge a new path back in 1980 as one of the founding partners of the accounting firm Bowers CPA. In the 44 years since its inception, Bowers CPA has expanded to 3 office locations in New York and now features a staff of 130 professionals. Alongside growing the company, Jim has been a willing partner and friend to many in the short line industry, and most especially to our association, where his counsel has been instrumental in a wide variety of successful initiatives, including the 45G tax credit, helping our members understand the tax implications of various events and issues such as COVID program and various state and federal grants, and the oversight of the F&A committee. Jim has also always been cognizant of the need for knowledge transfer in our industry, actively supporting others in his firm and taking committee leadership positions at the Short Line Association, ensuring the next generation of railroaders will be similarly well counseled. Beyond the ASLRRA, Jim has also left his imprint on his community. He serves on the board of directors of RONI in New York and is a member of several professional organizations, including the American Institute of CPAs. I know they have fascinating annual meetings also, and the New York State Society of Certified Public Accountants. Please welcome Jim to the stage to accept the Schlosser Distinguished Service Award.
Baby, I'm just happy to be with ya. Well, thank you very, very much. I appreciate it. Receipt of this award is truly an honor for me, and I thank the ASLRRA for including me in the list of so many other highly distinguished recipients. Also, receiving an award named in the memory of Tom Schlosser is even more meaningful. Many of you have known Tom in prior years, and I was acquainted with him, but when I became chairperson of the Finance and Administration Committee, at about the same time he was chairperson of the ASLRRA, I got to work with him quite extensively, and I know he was totally dedicated in making the ASLRRA a better organization. So it is truly an honor for me to receive this award named for a person of that high stature. Railroads have always been a part of my life. I don't remember a time when I was not interested in trains or railroads. There are pictures of me as a 2-year-old in front of the Christmas tree with a train set of some kind. I never really lost interest. In fact, it grew over the years, from building a model train sets to the time of my paper route days of delivering a newspaper to the local New York Central way freight, switching cars in my hometown. I rearranged my route so that was the last stop, and I spent hours in the yard helping them, believe it or not. FRA rules, I know. 12-year-olds switching cars is not the, not the acceptable practice nowadays. But anyway, that's what I did. But also the running a paper route also gave me the opportunity to run my own business, and I thought that someday I might want to be able to do that. And I also wondered with my helping the railroads in switching my hometown and my model railroad, whether my model railroad was even making any money. I even tried to figure that out, so I don't know, whatever. But anyway, soon after college, I became, I was working on a non-rail client in 1970, and I became in contact with a short line railroad that needed lots of help. And I spent 2 years, approximately 2 to 3 years, running around with the records in the trunk of my car, working in nights and weekends. And over that period of time, I was able to get the railroad's accounting records in shape. We even had an ICC audit. We had to submit ICC reports. This is all pre-Conrail, pre-Staggers time. I did all this on a pro bono basis. Now, it is amazing to me when one volunteers for a task with no possibility of any reward at all, what comes of that. For soon after I got that railroad's account in shape, Conrail was formed. And of course, there were short lines that were formed. They were not included in the final system plan for Conrail, and I was getting lots of calls from entrepreneurs that were starting railroads out of the non-Conrail operations. Then in 1980, Staggers Act came about, and I left the accounting firm I was working for, and with another partner, I started our own accounting firm. We built that firm with the short-line industry in mind. I attended my first Short-line Association meeting in 1983. I've only missed one since, though. And I was introduced to many short-line business people. Walter Rich and Maggie Silver were named a couple of well-respected short-line railroads of the past. I'm forever grateful for them and the many other people that I've had the opportunity to work with and serve over the years. If I started to name all my friends and associates that I've met, it would take, we'd really be behind schedule. So I won't do that. But I just treasure those relationships and associations, and they just mean a lot to me. Of course, the receipt of this award would not be possible without the dedication and hard work of the people at Bowers & Company. In my mind, this is truly a team effort and would not be happened without all of their service to all of our short-line railroad clients. I thank them all for that, a true team effort, and I thank you. Now, I have to say that my third and fourth loves are the rail business and the accounting business. My first and second loves are my very supportive wife and family. None of this would have been possible without their support and encouragement. My wife, Maureen, has supported this effort of mine for over 53 years and continues to do so every single day. She's the love of my life, and I truly love her. Our 3 sons and their wives are working hard at developing another generation of railroaders. I have taken my grandsons and granddaughters to rail shows, train shows, and hopefully they're getting interested in it, but I'm not sure they were that interested because I promised them McDonald's and ice cream afterwards, so we'll have to see how this is all going to work out in the long run. They seem interested, but I'm not sure yet. Yes, this honor means a lot to me, and I thank the ASLRRA for this honor. The hundreds of people I've met and all of the experiences I've had are what make this award special for me. I certainly have received a lot more from the association than I've ever given it. So I thank you for this award, and I appreciate it very much.